Throw up the X. It's Paxten Aaronson time, baby. We're doing it. What a time to be alive. The Pids have spent crazy money in transfer fees. We're all in. We're breaking it all down. We're breaking down the crash outs online. Glorious show starting now. DNVR Rapids podcast coming to you live from downtown Denver on the corner of Colfax and York above the DNVR bar from the Toyota's Lounge. If there was ever a winner's lounge for us, it's a show like this one. We are brought to you by Toyota, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. What a couple weeks, fellas. What a couple weeks. Of course, I am joined by the legendary downtown Duane Brown and super producer Yahir on this epic day. Just 2 weeks ago, Yahir was crashing out so hard he couldn't even be on the podcast.
I think my blood pressure just went down enough where I can make an appearance.
Oh, that's
I don't think it's gone. I don't think it's like we're good. But it's a lot less now, at least.
I timed the coffee beautifully, so it's kicking in. So my blood pressure soaring through the roofs. Also, faded mug. You can't see it, but it has the cover of the newspaper every time Italy won the World Cup.
Oh, awesome!
That's right.
And the one that you can see it more
two
when
of
it's
them
hot.
Problematic, but the other two good wins. What? Yeah.
Is it the one that like the more hot it is, the more you can see the newspaper?
No,
like that?
It's
Okay.
not like that. I do have one like that, and the guy's pants come off.
Yeah, we can't show that one.
We can't. We can't. My sisters gave that to me. Shout out to them. Shout out to Kevin,
family.
Crash, and Wealth in the chat, in the Toyota chat. Yeah, so what a roller coaster, guys. Quick little recap for those living under a rock and only getting their news from our bi-weekly podcast. That's amazing. If that's how you're operating, you're
Rapid
a home.
man, bless ya.
Send me a letter, because that's probably how you're still communicating.
Yeah.
You can Google the address of the DNVR bar.
You can slide into Yahya's DMs on Twitter.
You can.
is
Or call
how
him
we
a code
prefer
like
you
Kevin
contact
does on Twitter, which is actually our preferred method of communication. But
If you're not hoeing, you ain't playing.
yeah, I need you to be very online for this episode because we're talking about a lot. So hopefully you have heard the news. But breaking for you, Georgi Mihailovic, obviously, request to leave, goes to Toronto FC. They reinvest that entire fee on Paxten Aaronson, the young 21-year-old Philadelphia Union product, brother of Brendan, right, for Leeds United.
Yep.
Already has 4 appearances for the senior team. A 21-year-old bright player who was at Frankfurt and played quite well on a loan at FC Utrecht, mid-table team in the Dutch league. And that's where we are, wrapping up a busy transfer window for the Rapids.
For sure.
And so, yeah, let's start from Paxton. I would say they could not have landed better with 2 weeks to go in this transfer window, in being able to just take the Georgie money, put it all towards Paxten Aaronson. I think he's the ideal Rapid for how they're trying to build the team, just from a philosophical team building standpoint. We'll get into the tactical stuff here in a sec, because he's 21. And you are making an investment that, yes, is a club record transfer fee, $7 million with $1.5 million add-ons. It seems there's no sell-on clause, which I think is huge. And I mean, in their ideal world, they would be building through young guys like this time and time again. American, which is kind of a must because they've traded away international spots for draft picks and GAM and you name it. They were in the toughest of spot, and I don't think they could have landed better.
It's shocking.
I
don't think
few had faith. I don't think anyone had faith.
No one
honestly.
saw this one coming, and we talked to the other guys who cover the club, and none of us saw this one. It was just shocked face emojis across the board of holy crap. The Rapids not just made a move, but made a huge move and spent a lot of money. Which is not what we're used to.
The move in the MLS these final 2 weeks?
Son.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
There's a couple.
Son Mueller happened just a little before this final stretch.
Like this window, I don't think it's the biggest move.
No. This window, it's not.
It's like a top 3-4 move, though.
It's the biggest deadline move, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. It's like as we got closer to the deadline and things
the
got
biggest
tighter.
shock, I think, because Son, we kind of already saw the window opening for him. Paxton was a guy that was out in Europe that nobody expected him to come back to the MLS, and they were actually touting him to go to like a bigger club. They were like, oh, maybe he goes to the Italian league, maybe he makes his move to the German league. Instead, he comes back home to the Blue Banner. Like he comes back to the Rapids, which is crazy. Like nobody expected this. They expected like more of a Brendan Ederson kind of trajectory. But if you're not getting minutes out in Europe, like you got to go find minutes where it's best for you.
No doubt. And that leads to the greater question, because the crash outs online were epic, monumental. It was just a great week for like kind of the Euro snobs and USMNT section of soccer Twitter to really get on their high horse. There was already like mockery of like, I think it was the Chicago Fire, ultras section, and people being like, how could you support this? This is the worst. And then the meltdowns over Paxten Aaronson going back to MLS were absolutely epic. Some even saying this is like a Saudi league morally wrong.
Are we going to dive straight into the Twitter thing?
I think that's where we are. I feel
like you're dipping your toes.
I think that's where we are. Yes.
What a dumb take. Let me tell you, this has been one of my favorite weeks.
Honestly, glorious.
Like Friday, Cello is on the show. Saturday, Rapids put a beating on Atlanta. Plus, we get to see Cello's jersey retired. We come in Monday, moving into this week. There's some rumblings of things happening. A thing happens with Paxton that none of us saw coming. And then just the most idiotic, entitled, arrogant, spoiled, Charmin soft, crybaby takes that I have ever seen on soccer Twitter.
Yeah.
Absolutely unhinged. The Rapids have ruined soccer in America. The Rapids have doomed the United States men's national team for the World Cup. The World Cup is over, canceled.
It's true.
Because the Rapids signed a 21-year-old soccer player, a midfielder, over in Germany, now back to MLS. Everything is ruined because one guy who thinks he knows everything.
Well, and there were several takes like this.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean,
he says this thing, and then all
USMNT prospect Twitter
all
account
of the
was
Euro
all over the
snobs
place.
come out from the woodwork to carry the banner, and what happens? But a rare moment in Rapids Twitter history,
it was
where
glorious.
all of Rapids Twitter finally come together and give a collective burgundy middle finger to all of these a-holes.
It was,
and it has just
pretty
been
glorious,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Capped off, mind you, by what I think is the greatest tweet from the Rapids social account.
Yes.
High fives tip of the cap to Rapid social media.
Yeah, that was
for
glorious.
posting their response to it yesterday. It has been hilarious. Just one of the greatest days on Twitter.
It's been really crazy, and I think it's really just been, I mean, negative ball knowledge shown in a lot of these takes. I think generally we can all subscribe to the Klinsmann theory that to be as close as possible to winning a World Cup, the ideal setup is having as many players as possible who are playing Champions League soccer. Because that's the format that translates the most. It's the most competitive club setting, and that's where you're going to benefit the most. And thankfully for the USMNT, that is the case.
Sure.
Right? There's more guys playing that level of soccer on the squad currently than there have ever been in their history, which is a great thing. Frankfurt, which is where Paxton was playing, is a club on the verge of being, you know, every couple of years being able to play a Champions League qualifier. Yeah, but maybe every 4 years. The fact is, Paxton, in his first year in Germany, has to be loaned out, right? So Frankfurt isn't necessarily the tier he's out. And as we know, with young players, part of the loan, as the Rapids are doing with some of their own currently, is to just go develop them where they can get more regular minutes. And what Paxton did in the Eredivisie for a team that's playing European competitions, but not the tippy top, the Confederation,
Conference or whatever.
Had what is it? Is it 9 goal contributions? Or
I think it's 10 or 9, one of those two.
Or is it 9 plus 6? Anyways, he had a really good season in the Eredivisie, a league that Duane remembers affectionately because it's where the PIDs seem to pick many players, including
Georgina
Mihailovic, who didn't necessarily pan out in the Eredivisie, comes back to the MLS and is a star just like he was before. That's where you feel things are really promising. The other thing is, Paxton is choosing, instead of continuing to maybe be loaned out, see if he can crack the roster, to go buy into a project where he can be the star player, which at 21, it also carries a lot of big responsibility.
Sure.
And is doing so in a league that matches up calendar-wise with the World Cup and international competitions, which I do think is worth mentioning, and I think maybe is also why Poach has played some MLS guys more than many would expect. The other thing is everyone develops differently. Like 21 is 21. There's plenty of guys who've made the jump from MLS around that age, 22, 23.
Davies, I think, is one of them.
Davies, actually, I looked this up, 18.
Oh, okay, well, yeah.
So
for whatever
way
reason,
young. I
remember
thought
him
he
way
played
being
for
older at
years
that point.
in
Yeah.
MLS.
I mean, Georgie was one of those guys that jumped to Europe at that age.
100%.
Yeah.
And the other thing is
Bombi's 24.
for every, not even Pulisic who makes the jump, like say McKinney who makes the jump, there are 100 Dylan Powers, Cole Bassett's, Sam Vines, and the list goes on and on. And I think the other thing we're neglecting is while there can be some benefits to having players playing in Europe and developing that way, which luckily for Paxton, he already has that experience and was quite successful, especially given the context and age, is the importance of building up a domestic league, which is why the Rapids are incentivized to pay this kind of money for a guy like Paxten Aaronson, much like they were Georgi Mihailovic. It's because the league's set up to where you only have so many international spots, and you are more incentivized to pay your local products, which I think is a good thing for the growth of the game and for the U.S. men's national team. There's that should be unquestioned. So this biting your nose to spite your face thing that these,
Assholes.
Euro snobs are doing on Twitter, and I say this as someone who reminds you often that I grew up in Milan and am a Milan fan, and Pulisic's my guy, so watch what you say about Captain America. But yet I really care about the growth in this country, in our city, right? I'm not just going to be a snob and shit on people because they like something that isn't up to the standard of what I grew up with. It's like, I hate when I see NFL fans shitting on college football. It's like, dude,
Why do you care?
you only like those 32 teams? Like, you can't broaden your horizons past that? I just don't understand it.
And it's like, why do you actually care about that? Like, what's the point of you caring for that? And like, the thing is, like, it's true. Like, the MLS is not the same league that it was even like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can.
Or in 2018, when it's being referenced, Michael Bradley and Josie Altidore went to Toronto, and that was the worst thing that ever happened. Also, I'm pretty sure those guys won a Gold Cup once they were with Toronto FC.
And the other thing is, like, the MLS can just be split into like two kind of like pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, like most of the world.
No doubt.
And I feel like
We've had guests
post-pandemic,
break that down.
Yeah, and like post-pandemic, like the talent's out of this world in the MLS. From youth to who they're bringing in to even the older stars that are coming in now, they're not coming in at when they're 35, 40. They're coming in when they're 28, 30. They're bringing in kids out in South America are looking to make the jump to the MLS because it's easier for other teams to see them, and then they make the jump to Europe. Thiago Almada is the perfect example of this. He came to the MLS, immediately goes out to Europe and balls out.
He won a World Cup, by the way, while being on an MLS roster.
Juan Duran, the other guy that's balling out, came to Chicago, balled out, and immediately went to like
my fave. He's the best.
Like he's a nutcase, but like such a fun.
It's already hasn't worked out in Saudi. He's the best.
He's like
he is the best. I love him.
Just coming to the MLS doesn't mean that you're bad, and you're spitting on your own product if you're one of those guys, because this is an American product, American made for the youth, made for the USMNT. Before this, you guys had like Marcelo Balboa playing out in Mexico, playing out in other teams in Europe. You had Alexi Lalas out in Italy. Those are things that can even hinder development because there's not a system in place for these guys to grow up in. And if you have a league where everybody's working towards the same thing, it helps out so much. And it sucks because as a Mexico fan, it's like, I would love to see the destruction of the USMNT, but the Rapid signing Paxten Aaronson is not the reason they're getting destroyed. It's your bad hires. It's your federation. It has nothing to do with the league where they're playing. Yeah. Trying to blame it on the most surface level problem is you trying to excuse the issues with the actual federation instead of like understanding that the league in the U.S. is actually good and worth watching and so much fun to see. And in some cases, they're all four teams in the Leagues Cup final, whether it's a good tournament or not, are all MLS teams against the top teams of Mexico who have dominated these competitions for decades on end.
Preach.
So if I'm hearing you correctly,
Yahya, I want to let that one breathe and take a quick break because I lost track of time as we talked about that.
That happens.
And then we'll get back on track.
Spicy week.
Indeed. We are driven by Toyota, as you know. Toyota, it's as Colorado as it gets, folks. They're the perfect Colorado car. Their reliability, the fact that they have so many trucks, SUV options. You just get in your Toyota, go west, much like Paxton's soon going to do. Get lost out in our beautiful state. I did a couple weeks ago. Boy, was it glorious. And I mean, anyone who drives Toyota around the DNVR offices swears by it. Their reliability, how great they are for a family, their customer care, you name it. And on top of that, they've been an amazing partner. So check them out. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. And of course, a shout out to our good friends at Bet365, an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and Colorado Avalanche, a place where if you were a believer in your PIDs these last 2 weeks, you would have made a nice chunk of change because the streets were not believing. And then we've got a time to believe this Saturday. I kind of think it's fade the Rapids time.
It's a smart better, not a heart better.
Yes, indeed. They just, it's opposite games with the Rapids. When you think you've got them dead to rights and the season is over and they're going to lose, bet the house on it. They're going to surprise you and pull off the big upset and vice versa. But we'll get it. We'll get into this Saturday in just a second. Bet365, though, check them out. they're an awesome partner. Soon, Lil Birdie tells me we'll have some custom bets on the Broncos side for you for week 1. And new customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. So you bet, you sign up, you use our code DNVR365, minimum $10 deposit, easy peasy. You place a $5 bet that can be settled ASAP, right? Not a USMNT to win the World Cup in 2026. We want it settled fast because then you get your $200 in bonus bets. And that's when we bet on Pulisic to win the Ballon d'Or, USMNT World Cup wins, Rapids to win the West, and so much more. Sign up now. Use our code DNVR365 and get in on all the fun. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, Duane.
Real quick before that, I'm really excited for Paxten Aaronson to help the Rapids win the World Cup in 2026. I think it's going to be great.
That'd be glorious.
Man, I mean,
remember when we wanted to do a show on that, Duane? And then our world has been flipped upside down 4 times in a row.
What's weird is what you just said, Yaya, and then before the break, when you're talking about the Federation, it sounds like you're saying that maybe United States soccer isn't over because the Rapids signed a 21-year-old kid.
Well, in general, it's over, but not
because of the Rapids, though. It sounds like there might be other reasons.
Yeah,
so it sounds like everything I read on the internet yesterday might not be true.
No, don't believe what you hear from weird accounts.
I will tell you this straight up. The U.S. used to have a player development problem. Not anymore. If you did, you wouldn't have all these guys in top 5 leagues playing Champions League, being brought in and out, being scouted by Man City like Sullivan is out in Philly. The U.S. has a federation problem where they don't know what to do with these kids now. They don't have an identity. And it's like completely the opposite of Mexico. Like Mexico has a huge development problem, but knows exactly what they want from the kids and what they want their team to be like. And it just, for teams around the world, for it to all come together, there has to be a unison, like, understanding between coach, federation, and league. And that happens all over the world. England always has one of the strongest teams every year.
Infrastructure,
because their infrastructure is like, it's all perfect. Their league's the strongest. Same thing with Spain. Spain is smart enough to understand that if they keep their players in league, which most of them are just in Spain right now, they're like, we can just take from our top 2 teams, top 3 teams, and make the best team we can. Way to go. And it's like, that doesn't mean that you need everybody to play in this league, but you need that identity to be built out from league to federation to development. And I don't think people understand that when they're talking about this kind of stuff. They look at the MLS 100%. As a cool league, like just a throwaway, instead of part of the infrastructure for your national team.
You're looking at these kids as stocks, and you only want them to go one route. And I think it also shows just a limited understanding of like development and what path all athletes take. It's just a very small-minded take. So,
but that account was called USMNT Prospects.
I know.
So I thought he would know these things.
I know. And then called for a USMNT boycott of all Rapids players in retaliation. Mentioned Darren Yapi, who, like, my brother is on a heater. You want to be in on Darren Yapi as much as anything and anyone right now. By all the Darren Yapi, baby. By all Adam Beaudry, who, like, Beaudry's got some decent opportunities. First off, R2 is a really nice second team to be playing.
What is it? 9 wins in a row? 8 wins in a row they have?
Yes. I mean, that's...
yeah.
They've got a kid scoring goals.
And he's already had some nice opportunities with the big club. Now, it hasn't gone great, but tell me, would it have been better in Europe where the opportunities would have been cut in half and then him not playing great would have been like, okay, it's over, like...
Talk to me about Slonina in Chelsea, and then we'll talk about Adam Beaudry in Europe.
Right. Right. Like, and then funny that Big Steph wasn't mentioned. Funny that the boycott didn't mention your best goalkeeper right now, and probably the guy that should be starting for you summer away.
Injury.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also noticed that.
Yeah.
I think the world noticed that, minus all of the idiot takes and
What a clown.
It's almost like these people look at players as stock instead of
Yes,
like
yes,
actual
yes.
like athletes that are gonna go out there and compete. And like they think that like if they're in Europe, their stock goes up, and then they can sell the stock and be like, I was right.
Yep.
But then you get nothing in return because you're just online.
100%.
And you can't buy shit with that.
100%.
Let's talk about what Paxton is going to do for the Rapids.
Yes.
In the chat, someone's asking, what's the best role position for the Rapids? I think the answer is already there, right underneath. It's attacking midfielder, possibly a 10, possibly an 8, somewhere in that range. But I think what they like about Paxton for the Rapids is that he's more of a defensive. He plays more on a defensive role than Georgie. I'm not saying that means he's going to drop all the way back. I'm just saying he's going to play a higher line of defense, which couple that with his attack already, and you have a piece that the Rapids did not have with Georgie. And I think the magic of that is that when you have someone in the role that I think Paxton might play, playing a higher defense to get the ball right back into an offensive spot versus having to drop back, is that it frees up Rafa to not always having to be the guy saving the ball and pushing it back up, which means he can be a striker and he can put the ball in the net. So I think that's
Rafa
where
can be
the
a striker.
magic. Yeah. Rafa can be a striker and do what he's been great at the last few games, which is putting the ball in the net. He doesn't have to focus on all of the other things that he does. So I think that's kind of where he's going to play. I don't think it's a straight Paxton Georgie swap. I think they can play in the same position, but I think the mentality is they like that he's willing to challenge for the ball and be a little more defensive up high to keep the ball in play.
I think attacking midfielder is the right way to put it. I think line one in the scouting report for Paxton would be work rate, athleticism, pace. He's just like, much like his brother, he's just like a dog.
Yeah.
And in that high press, that's where he's really going to make impact. Beautiful left foot. But just like a guy who's going to run at you all day long, whether he has the ball, doesn't have the ball.
That's a better word than playing the defensive mind of getting it.
Yeah.
He's got the dog.
And so, he might play the 10 role. He might play, as Justin and the Toyota chat saying, I could even see him playing in like Harris's spot, right? Like he can just be one of your attacking three. And Georgie could be more of that deep line playmaker in some ways and kind of more orchestrate the offense, pull the strings from a little deeper, while I think Paxton's just going to get in the action up front.
It's the modern 10. That's what he's going to play. He's going to play. We don't have 10s in Europe. Like
streets are saying American Messi. Yeah.
You're saying that, and you are for the streets, so we'll keep it that way.
Yes.
They were saying that
I was just muttering that on Kovacs mere minutes ago.
But that's the whole thing. Like, modern football really doesn't have a 10. The MLS is basically the last league in the world that has the 10.
What a glorious place.
And it's like, I think he's going to play more of the new 10, which is really you're playing the 8. You're playing an 8, which is just a box-to-box midfielder, and then you're just pinging passes left and right, and that's what he's really good at. You look at the highlights, you look at that mixtape, bro. It's like you're watching young AI out there like dribbling past fools. You're watching a Big Jim out there in end one just clowning dudes, and it's like that's what you expect from Paxton. You expect beautiful football. You expect the guy that's just willing to run in and do the dirty work. I don't know if the defensive part to me it's like gonna help Rafa as much. Because I think where Rafa's best is defending. I think him being around the ball, even as a defender, creates the most opportunities. And I think that Yapi goal against Minnesota is like the perfect example. Him being all the way back and willing to push forward and creating that assist for Yapi is kind of like what makes Rafa special, right? It's that false nine role where and I think Georgie was taking up a lot of that area where he likes to operate.
It's the same real estate.
Yeah, so I think I think we're trying to put Rafa into this. You're a striker. You got to go score goals. When I think he's more like a creator. Actually, you put him up top because he's really quick and he's good at like shooting the ball. But like he's that false nine to a T where he drops into that space right between the defenders and the midfield, and he's pinging passes to left and right. He's been the main distributor for this team these last 2 games without Georgie, and I think that's what creates the most amount of fun with Paxton.
Yeah.
Where I would like to see him in the wing because he's just quick as hell. Like you're just gonna run him to the edge, and I think he's gonna those counterattacks, which the Rapids have been really good at lately. It's gonna be a lot funner with a guy like Yapi and Paxton on either side, and you're just running, and Rafa can distribute a little bit more, and then he's really good at making that second run, which almost nobody in the Rapids was doing. He was great at passing the ball off and then just running and trying to find and keeping and just staying right on side where the ball can get pinged over and he has like the open shot. So I think that's the funniest thing with a guy like with Paxton and like Rafa playing together.
Yeah, in some ways, maybe more of a natural fit, especially in this new formation of this 5 in the back, 3-4-3, however you want to frame it, instead of a Georgie who's more that 10 that needs to be supported by the rest of the team.
Yeah, I just wonder what it would look like if Rafa didn't have to do that. I know he's really good at it, but I wonder sometimes, because I don't know his game before the Rapids, if he's created that role for himself because he doesn't have a choice with the Rapids. Like, it'd be kind of fun to just see him go ham on offense if somebody else was there covering that territory.
And I think that makes sense. I think that's just something we like. We might unlock a new style of Rafa's play that we haven't seen, because I feel like he's been kind of a chameleon there. Wherever you put him, whatever you ask him, if he's been willing to do it, whether it's on set pieces, whether it's defending from the top, whether it's going out there and just run the goal, just to sprint and try to find the best and do a solo goal, whether it's run behind the line. He's been really good at everything. So it might unlock a new Rafa.
He's been awesome.
He looks different the last 2 games. Like, it's just, I'm not saying like the play style or anything, like the vibes, like being on Saturday, being there and watching him, there's something different with Rafa since Georgie left.
I think Porg was mentioning that in the League's Cup game that he plays, he's just supposed to play 45 minutes. He ends up asking to play like 60. And it's a meaningless game, right? He's one of the few starters even starting in that game. Georgie had just been sold. There's rumors of Fulminense being interested. Yeah, correct my pronunciation. And he's just kind of putting his head down and working, man. It's been awesome to see.
I think, I'm not gonna lie, that Fluminense thing, I think give him an ego boost. And
I think so too.
And I think
so too.
What does Coach Prime say all the time? You look good, you feel good, you play good. And I think Rafa's kind of getting into that rhythm
be that,
of
man.
like, if you're feeling the way that you're playing, you're gonna be the best guy out there.
But it is a legitimizer of like, oh, this good run of play I'm having. It's not like only downtown Duane Brown and super producer Yahir are noticing. Like, this is actually being caught by people. Like, there's a microscope
like
on
a
me
top
right
3
now.
team in Brazil,
Yeah.
probably the top 2 team in Mexico, and I'm sure they're getting calls from Europe and other places that are like, hey dude, like, what's up with this Rafa guy? Like, is he up for sale? And I think that's how you said it, that's a legitimizer. Like, you just feel good afterwards.
Chat's cracking.
Kevin Hall is great. And then there were some rumors today of Monterrey sniffing around Rafa and having a couple other alternatives within the MLS. Obviously, with those being MLS targets, that has to be settled today on deadline day. Quickly squashed by Bogert. That there isn't any context. So I think Rafa staying through this window is going to be fine, and they're set up nicely because, the last two games they've really impressed us. Obviously,
Legit
2
question.
huge wins.
Legit question.
Yeah,
More likely to leave in the next 2 windows, Rafa or Yapi? Rafa's at 11 goal contributions this year, at 20 years old. 6 foot striker,
Yapi is.
super young, or Rafa, who has almost 14 goal contributions. I want to say 13 goal contributions. 25-year-old can play a different role than Yapi and has more interest already abroad. Who's more likely to leave the next 2 windows? Both guys seem to be poised to like not be a Rapid for long, if I'm honest.
For sure. Should be able to bring in like 30 million combined on those 2 guys.
You should, honestly. Like, and then when you sell Paxton and you can get another 15 and you got 45, you're halfway to buying Messi.
I'm waiting for Bombito be developed in a couple of years.
We'll
they
get
sell
Messi on a
him.
locker.
Got the sell-on
just
clause
sell
for
on these guys.
Bombi. Like now we're
Can
cooking,
we buy Cristiano
dude.
Ronaldo?
Yes, exactly.
Are you interested in a cold night in Commerce City?
Just Duran.
Oh, Duran.
all the
Oh,
craziness. Just give me. And yeah, someone get Breck Shea on the phone too.
What is he going to do? Coach the team?
That's right. But this latest run of play, we got to see Noah Cobb a little bit. Sammy Vines is back. I think they've kind of found their width. Yapi playing out wide, scoring goals, making things happen. His brace, 2 game. I mean, I like such pure striker, 1 touch, make your move, clean, clinical finishes. What a beast. I'm all in on Yapi right now. And then, yeah, I mean, Rafa coming through. Also, Big Steph. When he's in goal, the dubs just come, you know?
I'm so scared when Stefan has a good game. That just means the defense in the midfield, like, we're not there to help out for the most part.
I know.
But I'm like, thank goodness tenemos a San Stefan in the back. Like, or else we'd be screwed. You're losing that game 3-4 instead of winning it 3-1.
But that's why you have him. So
Makes a difference.
that's why he's an MLSer with National League or national team pedigree. Even in MLS, guys.
Yeah, no
Even
doubt.
in MLS.
Takeaways from these 2 wins, though? What's impressed you the most? What you've seen? What you've liked? Can this stay up?
I think Arbis is the most impressive. I've had my qualms about Armis and the way he coaches, and those qualms are not gone. But I know I can give credit where credit is due, and I think he's done a good job of adapting and getting the guys ready to play, especially a guy like Noah Cobb, who came in just a couple weeks ago and was actually a contributor. Always being ready to have Yapi go in the back. I think that's really good. And giving a lot of young guys a lot of run. I think that's smart. Maybe not all those young guys deserve credit, Wayne, but, you know, like... I think it's
Legend. Never change, Wayne.
But I
Never
think
change.
it's Armis deserves a lot of credit for the things he's done with this team with such a short period of time and so much moving parts all at once.
No one gets a team ready on the nobody believes in us games like Chris Armas.
I do wonder what's gonna happen when everybody believes.
No one does.
No one will. No one will
No,
ever
they
believe in the
will.
Rapids.
Just like keep showing the tweets from this
Yeah, just
last
keep
week.
showing,
Like
like-
you guys have ruined national soccer.
Yeah.
Like just lean into that,
And
man.
I say that, by the way, with like joy, that no one's ever going to be on the Rapids train, because
Oh,
that's
no
when
doubt.
we're at our best. Like
No doubt.
that's
That's why in the Bet365 read, I'm telling you it's time to fade the bids.
Yeah, you got it.
People believe too much already.
I
The
can't.
belief has raised too high.
I can't do it on this Saturday.
Well, it's because it's money. You're thinking with your heart, not your brain.
Galaxy,
Cole takeaways?
Who?
Cole Bassett?
not cold.
Who? Yeah, I
Cole
thought Cole
Bassett.
takeaways.
No.
I was like,
Cold takeaways?
I was like, is this a new segment we're trying with all my information?
No. Takeaway 1. I miss Georgie on free kicks.
100%.
We don't need to make that into a 10-minute discussion.
We could.
That's where you miss Georgie, like dead balls.
To me, Cole's been
hard to
so
compare.
bad. I think Cole's been a really bad midfielder lately.
You don't think better these last 2 games though?
He's been a lot better these last 2 games.
But to me, like, better from horrible, it's not much. Because, like, to me, this is not Cole Bassett. We remember Cole with Chris Little. We remember Cole last year. Like, a guy that was willing to run, made the right pass, was always ready. And this feels just like
I wonder if
he's
Paxton
treading
helps him.
waters. It might.
Like that, because I think Cole really works well off of other guys who are interchangeable, who are role fluid, you know? And maybe him and Paxton can have a little switch on, switch off. You attack, I'll stay back. You know.
I almost want to see Cole on the wing again.
I do too.
He was good there. I liked him there a lot more. I thought that's where he played the best early in the year.
You know what? Sell Rafa, Yapi up top, Cole on the wing.
All
Let's
right.
do this thing.
I would rather sell Cole, keep Hoffa, and Yapi on top.
Would they be mad at us if we sold Cole?
Who? Who's they?
USMNT Twitter.
No.
Well, if we sold him to like USL, probably.
Saudi? Sell him to Saudi?
It's. Oh no, I was about to say that. What part of Saudi?
That's moral blacklisting.
Yeah, it is moral. Yeah. Okay, good. Those were good takeaways from the run and play. Let's recap the rest of the transfer window. It's grades times, boys.
Okay.
Out. Georgi Mihailovic, Chidoze Owuzium, and that's it.
Kevin Cabral.
Omir Fernandez in the last 6 months. but
Kevin
that's-
Cabral.
Yes, though he has not found a home.
Word on the street is on Twitter, and I think there might be some truth to it, that it might be happening soon in France.
Word on the street is his family forgot him at home for their Christmas trip to France, and his mom went, Kevin!
I thought you were gonna
Which
say.
I know
I
I'm
was
mixing
wondering
in
where this was
reference.
going, and you nailed
I saw
it. You
confused
nailed it.
faces.
I really thought you were gonna
That's
say
where
we're
I
on the street is that they tried to sign
arrived.
Remy instead of Kevin.
Um,
Oh, by the way, out is Mihailovic, Cabral, Azuebu. I can't even say his name.
Owuzium.
Cheeto. KSB on loan and Bodri on loan.
Well,
Those are
the KSB loan is over
Yeah,
already.
that's done.
He's still on loan for me because he can't play, regardless. Like,
Loaned in our hearts. In Bryce Jamison, if you want to go as far back as KSB on the outs. Noah Cobb. Rob Holding. Fresh off a new visa. So we could play him as early as
Got that
Saturday.
fresh visa smell.
He does. The English center back. Alex Castillo Manyama, who went very under the radar this signing.
I think there's good reason for that.
Yes. But you have a winger with international experience, which I'm told is actually what defines you as a successful player or not.
So wait, when a Colombian player comes to America, does that make them less eligible or more eligible for their national team?
Probably more.
That's what I thought. So
It's
again,
all about upgrades in leagues. Also, spare me on the championship in England being a better league than MLS.
I think they're comparable. No, not better.
Oh
but
yeah,
comparable.
Son and Messi are playing in the championship.
But they have good players.
They have good players. I think MLS has surpassed them.
I
though.
think as players, like individuals, yes, but I think as teams, they're pretty comparable.
I also like even Eredivisie, a mid-table Eredivisie, not better than MLS. Now you can tell me Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV. Yes, those teams are better than anything MLS can produce. Agreed. After that, though, I think it's pretty apples to apples.
I agree. Like, I don't think one is better than the other one. I just think they're like comparable leagues.
And we've seen Liga MX, like you're right there with Liga MX.
Yeah, and Liga MX is considered a top 11 league, maybe
Yeah.
top 10 league,
Yeah.
if they're lucky.
I don't think the drop-off's that terrible. Lucas Harrington, who will come in 2026, that's the Australian defender.
Correct.
We broke that news to Big Steph on his
everybody's
interview.
Yeah.
big
Remember
on
that?
one.
I do remember that. He
Um,
was like, he wanted to cuss, and he was very respectful.
and then, aside from Paxten Aaronson, obviously, Rafael Santos from Orlando City, which is a classic Pidgey move. This is the,
If I could compare
the
this
land
to
of
any-
lost toys
Yeah,
type
this is,
sign.
if you could compare this move to any other move they've done, it feels like the Andrew Gutman move, a couple years ago, where it's like an MLS guy that's good.
Because of position, I would say it's almost a
Is it Omir?
Sydney.
Monyatoma?
No,
I can't
he
pronounce,
came
guys.
in last.
Tinger,
Not Sydney.
Watuata?
Tavares.
Yes,
No, that's very different.
No, I mean,
both just reclamation projects.
But no, Tavares didn't even play, and he was on loan from Porto. Like, I think Rafael actually brings something to the team.
It's in the vein of, it's not KDP, it's not Atencio, it's not Ian Murphy. It's that next tier down. It kind of is Omir.
Yeah, like Andrew Goodman, all that kind of stuff.
It's an Omir type signing.
Yeah, like that's what I think it is. It's more that level.
I've been hammering since the offseason that they need more options out wide. I think it's really helped in the new formation. So him being able to like spell Keegan for a little bit would be really nice.
Or Reggie.
Yeah.
What happened to Reggie?
Reggie.
I think Reggie's playing bad. I think he's the dog the team needs.
I think you just like Reggie because he slapped a guy.
Well, I don't like Reggie because he slapped. Same thing. I love him because of that. But also, you have Reggie and Ollie are the two guys that are going to play real physical. You need a guy on the back line that's going to know when the referee's not looking to throw an elbow, to get too close. Like, you need to have that guy, and that's Reggie for the Rapids.
I agree, but then you also need that same guy to be able to like not get beat constantly, and also make
a bonus.
Potato.
Like I think the dog is very important, but I think not getting beat is also very important.
We'll see if maybe Lucas Harrington can be that guy.
He's too young to be a dog.
On the road. Well, and then when Wayne Frederick does it, everyone's like, "Oh, Wayne, he's terrible."
Bro, that ain't a dog, man. That's like a rabbit animal, like unleashed.
Wayne Frederickson playing a national team. He's getting called up. So being on the Pids
not anymore because he plays for the Pids.
For our guy.
Dude, and the thing is, like, I love Wayne Frederick so much. He's such a good player. He's a good player.
We're a pro Wayne Frederick podcast.
But the thing is,
we stand by Wayne.
The issue is that he's getting opportunity too early instead of having him develop in Rapids too. Like, you want all this heavy development in everybody else, and you don't do it
in
for
Rapids too. He might kill a child.
As long as it's not my child, go for it.
Play the message where it's Yahir Vazquez's views are not endorsed or
and
shared by DNVR.
They're the right views.
So in all of those names that on and off with side combos took about 10 minutes to get out and no one knows what I just said. What grade? Report card time. Our wives are teachers, Duane. Your wife puts up with you, so that's enough. She doesn't need another schoolroom.
She grades me every night on the day. She's like,
it's great. I love her. We love her for that.
I'm at a 3.2 GPA,
at the end of the day, she looks at Yahya and says, "C. Be better tomorrow."
In second grade, Lucia now comes home, and there's a day on the calendar that just passed with a color-coded. Did she have a green day, a red day, a blue day? She tells me, and I don't care to read the scale, so I don't know what it means. But so far, so good. It's day 2 of second grade.
Those are all nice colors, though.
My wife also looks at me and says C, but I'm like, yes, what?
Also, report card time. Yeah, we got sidetracked there.
Very bad. Denver, Colorado.
Very bad. Kevin loved that we have teacher wives.
Kevin does too, by the way. He gets it.
Oh, he's a legend. Does she know you call people a hoe on Twitter, Kevin?
She does.
Love to know. I mean, they have the best humor.
Becky knows.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Okay. Report cards. Go ahead.
I'll go second. Go ahead, Duane.
Oh, I'm going first.
Our little ray of sunshine.
I'm gonna give it an A-. I'm gonna give it an A-. I think the Georgie hole is huge. Like, but the dude not only wanted to leave, but he was very upfront about wanting to leave to go specifically to Toronto. Doesn't want to be there, then you got to go. And they made that move. Everybody lost their minds and was ready to show up at Dick's Sporting Goods Park and burn the place to the ground.
Right.
And then within 2 weeks,
great crowd for Cello Day.
So great crowd for Cello.
That was amazing.
Cello kind of saved the day.
They rallied around.
Yeah.
Honestly, the PR timing of it all, genius from them.
Really worked out.
Yeah.
So, and then I think this Paxton, I think it takes a lot of the hurt off that. I don't think it fills up the hole 100%, but it changes the shape of the hole because they're not the same player. So I don't know what that means.
So much.
It's a paddle-shaped hole now.
You degenerate.
A minus. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's an A minus. It's not perfect, but it's way better than any of us thought this transfer window was going to be.
Right.
And it's a
2
transfer
weeks
window
ago, it was an F. And
that fixes some needs on the squad now. I do think the squad as a whole is percentage. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's better than it was a few weeks ago, even with Georgie. And I think you're also bringing in a part on defense for next year from Australia that I think levels up the squad for next year.
Yeah.
So
no,
I
I'm
do think it's a good
excited about
transfer window.
Harrington and Jameson, honestly. But I don't factor them in my grade.
Yeah, neither do I. I think Jameson was like the window before too.
Yeah, but you included the KSB loan.
Yeah, but it's a loan. This window.
They were lined
Not
up at the
last
same
day.
time.
Like say, but you said the sky was blue. I'm like, yeah, what does that have to do with anything?
I'm so glad someone caught me saying roll fluid. I meant that to be yes. Thank you, Matthew. Yes.
Oh man, this has really gone off the rails.
I
It's
think
fine. It's
2 minutes
rapid.
in. Yeah. I gave Toyota
never
Lounge the
know what I'm
read, and then
doing.
it was like
We're
that's
done,
it.
so we're
Yep.
over. I give it a B, just a plain out B, and it's as bad as the Georgie move hurts. I think the Paxten Aaronson has potential to be better, but there's no guarantee it will be better.
Sure.
And that's not being me negative. It's just it's also
life
so
for it.
late in the year. The guy needs to get it
Super
back into
level-headed
rhythm,
take, man.
and like he needs. It's more of an angry take, but I just have to be nice. I think there's just so much like that still needs to happen for this team to be good. There's a lot of improvement that needs to still go through. I wish another winger, a higher end winger, was brought in. I hope Manyoma works out, but I need to see it before like we needed a little bit more help offensively, and they brought in a lot of defense. And I think that's fine, but I think there should have been some sort of offset. I love the Paxton move. At the end of the day, my thing is, and I've said this on Twitter, it's been 10 years, same line every year. Now it's time to go win something. If I judge you based off your criteria, which is make the playoffs every year and be a contender, that's also been enough there. But I think the front office is trying to make the right moves to actually be a playoff contender year in and year out, which I can appreciate. But until it actually happens, it's hard for me to be all the way bought in and say it's an A.
I see some long-term sustainability.
That's a
for
rare
sure.
level-headed take in the Rapids community.
Yeah, to me it's like a B minus. I kind of disagree that they're better now than they were going into the window. I think for the rest of the season they're maybe 5% worse, just because Georgie was such an impact player, and I'm a Cheeto guy. I thought Cheeto was pretty damn good, and had you paired Cheeto, had you been able to just trade away Maxu instead, I would feel a lot better about things. I also think the circumstances of them not wanting to take the money for Georgie being in on the Toronto project and being out on Colorado, you could not have landed better on your feet. So I totally understand that. And I think long term, you're really set up for success. So I think it's 2 downgrades in the immediate of swapping out Cheeto and Georgie, but Paxton I think can be an upgrade in the long term. So it's B minus-ish.
Do you think the Cheeto to Noah Cobb plus Rob Holding is a downgrade?
Holding,
I'm not a big Holding
pretty
believer.
unconvinced about. It's like he hasn't played regular minutes in like at least 6 months of just the soccer calendar. Then you add the off season, I think it's even longer.
It's about a year almost.
And I don't know,
Think
these
Cheeto started
reclamation.
off hot, but after that, he was just kind of okay.
Okay, if we're gonna keep
I think that's fair.
but if we're
I
gonna
think
keep
that's
Reggie
fair.
for being a dog, Cheeto was a dog, more of a dog,
Yeah,
and
no,
He
more
was a
well
dog, but
equipped.
he also. But if you're gonna make that,
He hasn't
Cheeto
had
also
the
got
greatest
cooked
games.
quite
Yeah.
a bit as well.
He did,
Yeah,
but he was
for
also
sure.
like a
So, I
better
mean,
recovery than
they're the
anybody on
same guy.
defense.
I just trust him better than what Holding is.
Okay.
Like Holding, I worry. Those reclamation projects like Reggie haven't always worked out all that great.
For sure.
I
That's
hope
fact.
he's the CB version of Zach Steffen, and found the like second part of
Second
his
wind,
career and is dope. I worry he's maybe just another Reggie or Sam Vines.
I'm really afraid they
No.
lost a lot of speed
See,
in
I
the
feel
back.
like
Cobb,
Cobb. I feel like Cobb
agree.
and Cheeto
Cobb,
are pretty
I
much the
agree.
same.
Cobb has some nice upside to him.
Yeah.
For sure, and maybe I'm underrating that acquisition. I just think he's more of a rotation guy than a long-term set and forget guy. I mean, maybe guys, honestly, I've been spending too much time with you where like 6 months ago I was buying in all the Atencio and KDP stock. And 6 months removed from that, it's like, yeah, no, Cobb might just be another guy like that.
There's a reason they're no longer in Atlanta, a team that's struggling.
Yeah.
And and it's nothing against Cobb, but he hadn't been great there.
Honestly, I'm intrigued by Santos. I really am intrigued by Santos. And that Mañana, what's the guy's name?
Manyoma?
Sure.
The winger?
If you say so, yeah. Winger and defensive back, I'm all in on. Those were the areas they really needed to address. Skeptical will be able to get anything out of him.
That's
fair.
kind of the thing.
It's fair.
So, I mean, yes, they were tough circumstance. Now, getting rid of Kevin, maybe it should get bumped up to a B. I wish you would have found him a landing spot because just cutting him does a little less for you.
Well, that's
I
mean, if they did, that would be incredible.
And I mean, if you told me, okay, well, include the added context of Rafa not leaving, well, then maybe it's an A+.
Sure.
Just being able to keep Rafa for the playoff stretch might be an A+ type move. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at. What else was there? You put more news on the rundown. We have
cool
4
things
minutes.
at the stadium. Stadium upgrades, which we don't see very often, and people are scream about all the time. Mm-hmm. The Rapids finally put some statues out front. Some people don't care about that, but I think when you look at legacy and history of clubs, like honoring legendary players by doing that and having that as a visual, especially when you look at a lot of the crowd who come to the Rapids games are, their parents that are bringing their kids who play in the Rapids Rec League. So maybe they're not the biggest Rapids fans or ball knowers. They come out, they get to see some history. So there's 2 statues out there.
History matters.
25 and a 17, one for Pablo, one for Cello. You can go there and you read a bit about their contributions to the club and to soccer.
Cello bobblehead right there.
Cello bobblehead.
Thank you to all
Thank
who
you
helped
to
us.
Michael McLeod, Will, Anthony.
Love you guys.
Came
Thank you
through
so much.
for us.
Throwing up the X for you.
So, I mean, that's
X gonna
cool.
give it to him.
It's a cool upgrade. Also, if you bought a throwback, the all green shirt, jersey, kit, however you want to refer to it,
Legend.
or the Headwaters, and you bought a Georgie shirt or kit, you can swap that out 1 for 1.
Bang.
Because Paxton is also going to be number 10. So you can swap that out for a Paxton
Beautiful.
and change that up.
That's
Rapids
beautiful.
tweeted that out. With more information, click on that on where to do it, how to do it. But I think that's a cool move by the club.
I think all those kind of moves of like cello, the statues, I think that's building team history, which I think the team has forgotten a lot. If I'm being honest, I think the Rapids have such a rich history, and Colorado has such a rich history in Colorado, and just here from the Colorado Caribous to the Foxes,
yeah.
to all that. To I love how Seattle does it, Nashville even, like all these places that have had soccer for ages, like honor all of it. Colorado feels like Cronkies came in, and even Cello kind of mentioned it. They're like, today we built history, and it feels like that's when the Rapids started for them, instead of all this beautiful soccer history that's been building in Colorado for decades on end.
Here,
So
here.
I love those little things like the cello induction, the statues. I think it's time for the team to start embracing who they are and what they come from, more than trying to run away from it.
1,000%. Yeah, I mean, check out the Cello interview from last week if you haven't, because I think that says it all. Yeah, we need to
Meet and
stop.
greet tonight. Sorry to interrupt. That's a big one too, though. With the club meet and greet with, I believe it's going to be Paxton.
Supposedly Paxton.
I think
you
it's
would
a Paxton because I clicked on the link and
not advertised as such, but yeah, supposedly.
no, I think it is advertised now. Whether it was
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe Paxton Lynch has the audacity to come back into this town.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you
Paxton
can meet him
is in
tonight.
Colorado.
Not
Like, there's
Paxton
video
Lynch.
of
You
it.
can meet Paxten Aaronson.
Yes, indeed.
Tonight with the club. Look it up on Twitter. I can't remember where it's going to be, but I believe it's at, I don't know, 5:30ish.
Denver
right after
Center
that.
of something.
So check it out.
Denver
The
Center
newest
of something.
player
Giving some great
the
info
team.
here.
who ruined United States soccer be there.
Congratulate him. Other moves out west. DeAndre Yedlin to Salt Lake happened today, and Andrew Moran to
Gross.
LAFC. But again, the headliner remains Paxten Aaronson coming to Colorado.
It's at the Catalyst, by the way,
What a time to be
Catalyst,
alive.
yeah,
Very
thanks.
nice.
which is like the Denver Center of something.
What? Close it out with your predictions for
Versus LA Galaxy.
Saturday against the LA Galaxy, fellas.
I'm gonna start with a shout out to Diop out in Rapids 2. Dude's a baller. He's gonna be the next striker for the Rapids if Yapi and Rafa get
Bro.
sold. Alex Harris, watch out. Your job's in danger because this guy's a baller.
Diop, man.
That dude, all credit to him. I'm gonna say Rapids lose 3-0.
And Sydney Watuata also impressing early.
Watuata who?
That's another talent up top. Exact. Watuata say? Yeah, they lose 2-1 because they will disappoint us when we expect it the least and vice versa. Also, I will never pick them to win again if they keep winning when I pick them.
I'm telling you, every time I picked them to win and they lost. I'm never doing that again.
I'm sorry, Duane, but this might be cultural. Like you run it back. If this
The
is what's
Rapids are
happening.
going to win 4-1.
Let's go.
And here's why. 1, they're on a heater. 2, Hoffa is continuing to bank on that confidence, make a name for itself. 3, Galaxy don't give a shit about this game. They're all in on Leagues Cup right now. They're not even going to be starting their squad. This is going to be another Rapids
knower.
beatdown. It could be 4-0. I'll give them 1 goal just to be nice. Just to
Galaxy-
level some things out for your fear take of they've won 2. So I'm going to give Galaxy 1 goal, but I'm going to give the Rapids 4.
Galaxy killing it in Leagues Cup. Haven't won against an MLS opponent since July 12th.
Yeah, that's a Rapids
that was an
W.
RSL against RSL, I believe, right?
Yeah, I just closed that.
That's a Rapids
fine.
dub.
Um,
I'm not buying in on
Also,
this.
DC
Rapids-
United, actually.
Rapids have a few hours to try to get Marco Rouge up in the Rapids. Go get him, Marco Rouge. Come get him. You need a winger. That dude can be your winger.
Marco Royce.
I call him Rouge. Marco Royce is the right way.
Yes,
Do it.
The German international.
No
Who
one
goes
knows when the transfer window ends. By the way, it
Well,
doesn't matter
we
who
certainly
you
don't.
ask.
I'm
Everyone
sure
has
the
a different
MLS
time.
knows.
no more Tommy Scoops tweets for me. I can't go through more Hoffa rumors to start my day. Okay, that's it for us. Tune in 2 weeks, unless something drastic happens. Until then, what do we say in these cases?
Up the Pids, baby.
Up the Pids, baby.
We all silly like the mayor.